as with pretty much every other Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoon, there were bits of Zip and Snort that I liked, but there wasn't anything in it that I absolutely adored, and this seems to be a running theme with these. I'm still going to watch every single one, just in case there's that golden one that really was something that I fell in love with. But this one did have some bits that I thought were pretty good. But as a whole, as is always the case, it's well animated, the pacing is very good, the sound effects are incredible. I think more than pretty much any other Warner Brothers cartoon series, the sound effects in the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons are exemplary, which I guess is pretty important because they don't really ever have any dialogue. They never have any dialogue. So the sound effects are all you can hear. And they definitely stand out here, particularly when Wile E. Coyote falls down a lot, or falls down a large space and then splats, which often happens, and that's represented here. So a few small bits that I loved. I don't have too many thoughts on this cartoon, but I'd love to know what you think of it, much more than what I think of it. But the first bit that I loved is when, and it's such a small thing, but I loved it when Wile E. Coyote had his tongue sticking out after the van had been chasing after him, or I guess speeding behind him. And his tongue was sticking out for quite a good length of time, and honestly, I thought it was really adorable, and I really liked it a lot. The only other thing, in fact, that stood out to me as being something that I rather enjoyed, that's not to say the cartoon wasn't very good, but as I said, there are just rarely things that really stand out to me as being worthy of note, is after Roadrunner stops at the pile of birdseed, which did make me think, is this going to be the time he gets him? Deep down knowing that, of course, it isn't. And then the camera pans up, or in theory, the camera pans up, and there's this cannon. And the size of the cannon is massive. So much bigger than I would have expected. And it just took me by surprise. And I really liked it. And that kind of did make me go, oh wow, I'm really engaged with this cartoon. That really stood out to me. I rather liked it. And as I said, that doesn't happen too often with the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons. But I'll keep going with them. I'm not entirely sure how many I have left to watch. I don't know how many there are, and I definitely have no idea how many I've seen. Maybe 15? 10, 15? Something like that? I'm not entirely sure. But either way, there were definitely things in Zip and Snort that I liked. It's not my favourite, I don't think. But again, I don't know if I have a favourite Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoon. Nevertheless, I didn't mind it. There were a few things that I really enjoyed. Love to know what you think of it. I might visit again at some point, but probably not in a hurry.